people will start to recognize me in things in New York, but not like they recognize Ralph. And I'm on every day, and he's on, you know, once a month or so I bring him on. He even co-hosted with me once, with myself and Sarah Gore. We put him in the like a little doggy high chair, and he sat right at the desk, and he like co-hosted with us. But yeah, he's in a lot of segments with me, and when I walk down the street with him, people say, "Oh, I know you. Hey, that's Ralph."
Yeah,
I guarantee you, they don't know my name, but they know Ralphie. But that's what I realized, just how important the dog. Dogs just touch people, and pets touch people in a different way, because now when I walk down the street or I run into people, they all want to chat with me about, so I had a dog 10 years ago and his name was, or I have a Portuguese water dog and he's acting like this, or people just want to share their stories.
Yes.
And you'd be so surprised. It's every different kind of person that you can imagine. Young, old, doesn't matter. They all have a story they want to share about a dog that touched their life or a pet.
Right.
It's just a different, it strikes a different chord with people.
And it's so healthy. Having a dog, we're learning how many things there are about people live longer that have pets.
Right.
They
It's
actually
very therapeutic.
It is. They actually heal faster from heart surgery. All of the things about the dogs being able to pinpoint cancer.
And I have a story for you about that.
Good, I want to hear it.
I was sharing, Jewel was the one who initially told me about the dogs being able to smell cancer, that they're starting to really look into this and research this. And I was out in the Hamptons and was with a different group of people who I'd never met before. And we were looking through Hamptons magazine, and I said, "Oh, I've been writing for Hamptons magazine." And she said, "Oh, what were you thinking about writing about for this week?" And I said, "Well, I've just heard about this really interesting thing about dogs being able to smell cancer." And she said, "See that dog right there? Saved my life." And I said, "Really?" And it was the little hot dog, you know?
Oh, I love those.
Dachshunds.
Yes.
And all weekend we had been running around with this dog and her, and I didn't know anything about this. And she said that the dog was scratching at her neck for months. And she went to 15 doctors, and they all said nothing. Finally, one at least took a biopsy and found out that it was thyroid cancer, which I also had. I had thyroid cancer 2 years ago.
Maria, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Actually, I'm coming up on the 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah. So not only did we have that in common, it's more people have it than you can even imagine, especially women.
Yes.
Young women too. But she would not have known if it not have been for the dog.
Isn't
It
that
was
amazing?
really interesting. Now, so then I was trying to think back to when I, had been diagnosed and everything. And I can't remember if he acted funny or anything like that, but yeah, that's a whole nother.
I know. It was like, I remember telling you about how Nicolette had smelled it
Right.
on Taz.
On Taz, on
Right.
another dog.
Right, which was our dog.
Yeah.
And
They're
that-
so intuitive.
they really are. They're amazing. And
Yeah.
the life of Ralphie. What can
The
I
life
tell
of
you?
Ralphie. He's a star.
I know. Well, I've got to brag a little bit about Nicolette.
Yeah.
Because she was the poster child for the Eastminster show in California and for rescue pets.
Yeah.
So she was out there too and has certainly been on some of my segments with me. But on a radio show, she's not as well behaved as Ralphie. I've got to tell you. She's a barkomaniac.
Well, he's doing really good right now, but I'm
he's
not
amazing.
sure. But it's just so neat how they kind of show you the way. Not to sound cheesy about it, but I've been in television since I was a kid. I was doing TV stuff. Started out as sports, and then I was at MTV. I was a VJ for a while, and then I was hosting a show on Yahoo, and now I'm finding myself at NBC, and I kind of never really, I was just always doing a little bit of everything.
You substituted for Kelly.
I did. I filled in for Kelly Ripa
I know.
when I was
Cool.
20.
Isn't that
I was
amazing?
in college, and I think Kelly was pregnant with her first child.
Okay.
And so she was taking some time off. I think she was on bed rest, actually, when we called in. And that was really neat. I mean, because I was at Syracuse at the time, and they were looking for a co-ed to fill in for her for a couple of days. And they were going to have a different college student each day. And my parents called me and said, "You should do this. What the heck?" I said, "All right." So I sent in a couple-minute tape, and this producer said they got 10,000 or so audition tapes. and they narrowed it down to 10. And I was in 10,
Wow.
which was really exciting. And then they showed the videos. And I mean, this was almost 10 years ago now. This was one of the first that I knew of the interactive, like, voting online kind of thing. So they showed the audition tapes to the viewers at home. And they said, go online and vote for your favorite. And I was one of the favorites. And so I got to fill in. It was June 13th, I remember.
Lucky
It was a
13th.
Wednesday, yeah. And so I got to do the whole hour with Regis.
Oh.
We called Kelly. She was at home, and she was resting, you know. She was just about to have her baby, and she was so funny because I said, Kelly, I really like this chair, and she goes, great, you can take it home with you.
A great line. She has a great wit, doesn't
I know,
she? She really does.
And I've never run into her
Oh,
again.
you're kidding?
No,
Oh.
well, I never met her then either because she was very sweet. She sent a big thank you basket full of Heels products. It was so nice.
That is.
It was really cool. And I was a college student. I just thought everything was just so neat. So that's still one of my favorite shining moments. That's what really, because I had done TV as a kid, and then I ended up going to Syracuse and kind of got out of it and wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And then after doing Regis and Kelly, this is fantastic. This is amazing.
I can do this.
And it also was the first time ever that I had gotten my first laugh,
Oh, really?
which is, I mean, once you can never go back after that. I was sitting there and Regis started talking, and he said something like, he goes, oh, because he asked you what you do the night. He goes, what'd you do last night? I said, well, what do you think I did? I was looking for an outfit to wear on this show. I mean, I'm on live TV. I don't have anything nice to wear. And then I explained to him I finally found the perfect outfit, shoes, the whole 9 yards, and I went to use my credit card and it declined.
Oh.
And he goes, well, of course it declined. You don't have a job, you know? And I said, well, you know, I said, I have some money. I used to do some stuff when I was a kid on TV. You know, you're not the only one who's on TV or something. And the crowd just, like, erupted into laughter because I was just kind of giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
And I was like, laughing at me? This is great. So I just kind of kept it up, and that was sort of our relationship. As he was teasing me, I was teasing him, and
Have you seen him since?
No, I haven't. I would love to catch up and
bet.
tell them.
That would be a great
That
segment.
really changed my life because I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted to do for a career, and then, I mean, I just had such a blast in doing that, and I said, you know what, this is what I want to make for my career. I wasn't sure. And that changed everything.
Oh, it's wonderful. It really is. It's
It was
amazing.
really neat.
Yeah.
Really neat.
And I'm so glad that you have taken on the cause of rescue pets. It's just, it's great for the animals. It's great for our society. It's just such a wonderful thing.
It's
Maria.
been great. I mean, I'm just so glad I can be a part of it. I've met the most amazing people, and I'm sure you know this, but the doggy community is very small once you start to get to know people. And everyone's out for the same thing, and it's just to save animals.
Right.
And it's the best cause and amazing people. So it's been fabulous, and I just hope that Maria's Pet Project can stay on the air, and we can continue to just make it bigger and get more and more pets adopted, and just bring awareness to all of the shelters that are out there, so that people just know that it's so easy.
Isn't it amazing how things have changed and flip-flopped so much that it used to be, unless you had, a Westminster
Right.
thing, and now it's like, oh, you don't have a rescue?
Right.
It
I know.
really turned around.
Like I
didn't
said,
it?
you're not a bad person if you don't have a rescue.
I know. It's
okay.
like, I think pedigrees are great.
Right.
And I want to go on record as saying that, too,
Yeah.
because
All
like,
dogs are great.
all dogs, they're
all great.
That's it.
Every life
That's
is
it. And if we didn't have purebreds, then we wouldn't,
Right.
have certain dogs fill certain categories and fit the needs of certain individuals.
Right.
Some of them are health-wise, some of them are farm animals, they're work animals.
Yeah.
And then if we had, you can't imagine a little old lady in Manhattan with a Great Dane. So we've got to have the little dogs too. So
Yeah.
everything is important.
Just last week in New York, they had an event with the biggest dog in the Guinness Book of World Records and the littlest dog. The littlest dog was like less than 2 pounds.
Oh, you're kidding.
It looked like a little gerbil. It was
Oh.
so funny to see him next to. I think it was a Great Dane. It was really neat. Yeah,
Gosh, that's so funny. But
Yeah.
they're cute, aren't they?
they're really cute. They're all cute. That's what's really hard each week I have all these great dogs on. I want them all.
I'm sure.
I want to take home all of them.
No.
And sometimes you really, just one of them speaks to you. And so there was this one dog, and he got adopted and went to a great home, but his name was Rocky, and he had no hair, just hair on his head. I think he was Bichon mix. They weren't sure. So he had hair on his head, and he was wearing a little sweater because he had no hair on his body, and he had this little tail sticking out and had a wart on it. It was just like, come on. I mean, he broke your heart. And the lady said, who had brought him, I said, I kind of just want to take him home. And she goes, well, he also has another problem. He has a thyroid condition, so he takes Synthroid every day. But that's what I take every day because I don't have a thyroid anymore either now. And I said, it's a match made in heaven. We can share meds. This is perfect. But he ended up finding a great home. But long story short, he really touched me. And so I wrote a children's story about Rocky.
Okay.
It's called Rocky's Big Break. And it's about this dog who, had it rough, and he was rough, but was in the streets of New York, and he met a nice lady who got him on TV, and he went on TV and got all cleaned up, and got a sweater and a bow tie, and got adopted. And so I'm in the process, my sister-in-law...
Are you publishing it?
I'd love to. We're kind of in the beginning stages. The story's done. My sister-in-law is an art teacher, and so she did all the drawings, and they're fabulous.
I wish you had brought them to show.
I know. So what we're planning on is at least before the holidays. We have a little nephew, her son, and he'll be about 2, and we're hoping just at least, if nothing else, to get a few copies made for him and maybe some of the kids in his daycare, and just so that I just think that would be really neat. And if we could take it a step further, because I think it would be great if we could give the proceeds back to the rescues and everything, and especially since it was inspired by the rescue dog. I think that'd be great. But this is all new territory for me. But I started writing the story as he was still in the studio. On my BlackBerry, it just
It
happened.
hit you. You knew.
And then I actually went back and saw what it really takes for a short story, and I just popped it in, and it was perfect. It filled all the criteria and the perfect length. And
Did you check out Caldecott?
no,
That's the children's award.
Right. We talked about that.
Right, we did.
Yeah.
So do that before you publish it, because you want to make sure that you've been qualified.
Right.
That's the big one.
So it's just so, again, like all these different avenues, and it's all started with Ralph. It all started with a dog.
Yes.
And a passion for dogs, and now it's turning into all these different career paths.
It's amazing.
The writing for the magazine, writing a children's book, the TV show. Now I'm working on developing something else, hopefully a bigger TV show about dogs. It's just funny how it kind of takes you
I know.
to another place.
I know. And don't forget, you promised me that you were going to be one of the founders.
Right. Next summer, right?
Yes, absolutely. For the Animal
Tails,
Resource
right?
Alliance. That's
Okay.
what we're going to do. Yes, the White Tie and Tails event that we're going to have here in the Hamptons.
You're talking about two of my favorite things now: dogs and getting dressed up.
Oh, wow.
So
So we're going to have a
love a
contest for the
costume.
best attired. And
love a costume.
Oh, isn't that fun?
So that will be so much fun.
It will be.
And I will absolutely love to help any way I can with that.
That would be great. It really will be.
Definitely.
So basically what the Alliance is doing is we're trying to raise money for all the rescues, not just charity for one particular type. Because everyone is in need right now with the
Right.
economy and everything that's going on. And we really appreciate your support with that. That's great.
I'm happy to do it.
You don't need a costume. She's so gorgeous. It's fun.
I love Jewel.
It's fabulous.
Thanks for having us here. Ralph is having a blast. He's already tuckered out.
Well, that's amazing. He's not out there playing or anything. He's just sticking right
I know,
along.
it's unusual. It's not always like this, trust me.
So maybe he's afraid of Nicolette.
No, I think they're just tuckered out.
Oh, that's great. Well, Maria, I hope that this is the first of many wonderful things that we do together.
Thank you so
And I
much.
hope you come back and stay longer next
I
time.
would love to. And you are truly an inspiration because of all the amazing things you do. So, you keep up the good work.
Well, we'll both keep up the good
Okay,
work.
we'll do it together.
Okay, great.
Thank you. 90 of them?
Our sprinkler just went on. Oh, no.
Be sure to join Jewel next week for Let's Talk About Animals.